Overwatch.
In a little while, surely you'll be mine. In a little while, I'll be there. How we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos over here. I was thinking about quitting life, everything I do in life, and just starting singing, man. You know, from a very young age, I was born to sing, and you know, as life goes on further and further, I'm like, yo, I'm kind of good at this singing stuff, you know what I'm saying? But we'll leave that for another day. Let's talk about some Black Ops 2 here today. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. Woo! Just playing some Black Ops 2, so I had it fresh in my mind. Trying to get a little feel for it again, man. I'm gonna enjoy playing a little Black Ops. I might not touch Advanced Warfare. Keep it real. You're gonna see some videos come up over there. I have some videos on deck. I might not touch it too much, man. Black Ops 3 beta footage right here. It was one of the last games I'll post up. Put up a Tight Tuesday next week. You heard that right. Tight Tuesday next week. Be ready for that. Some of these series are coming back, man. I'm having a little fun with them. This is Wasteland Wednesday, though. It's a classic. This is one of my better games when I was playing the Black Ops 3 beta. Listen, there's not much more I can say. I said it when I did the PS4 stuff. This is Black Ops. This is Call of Duty. This is me playing a lot of Call of Duty starting November 6th, you know. I'm taking off that day. Probably gonna take off the next day, and the next day, and the next day. What comes on a Friday, so it's not too difficult to take off the remaining days after that. But I'm being putting in some work, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they probably gonna give us double XP week, and I'm at Prestige like 16 times. There was a couple flaws in the beta, well, without a doubt. You know, the black hat stuff that I actually never used it personally. I never even equipped it, but just hearing it was kind of ridiculous. You know, everyone's up in roar about the reject guy, and yeah, I kind of got killed by him a couple times. I don't really appreciate it, but to me, it's not the end of the world. I think that there's other specialists that are better. I don't think he'll be running into that too much. I almost had a little more issue with the glitch, because when the glitch is used properly, whoa, like, that's a problem. But I'm fair with everything. But I'm the kind of guy, I'm fair with anything they do. You know, I'm not too crazy. And the beta's to you know, talk about the changes that you want to make. But I'm just not that kind of guy. You know, I'm kind of cool. You give me a fair enough playing ground, I'll settle the rest. Like, I'll figure out how to kill the people and how to use everything to my advantage and whatnot. So, gun-wise, I mean, I used a lot of assault rifles, and I started using a couple submachine guns over there on the smaller map. I think it's called Combine, the small map. You could kind of use whatever. Honestly, I didn't really feel too much of a crazy difference in between the guns. I felt that they were all pretty usable in their own way. I used the AK for a long time, and then I switched over to the Man of War, and I was a pretty big fan of the Man of War. But I'm excited to see what other assault rifles are still hitting that didn't come out and whatnot, and see, especially the fully automatic kind, to see where those kind of line up and what they kind of stack as. And the submachine guns, you know, I started off using the Razorback, I think it was called, the one with the pretty long range on it. That was pretty good. And then Husani put me on to the Kuda, and I was using that, and the Kuda was alright. I don't hear too many people talk about the Kuda, but I thought the Kuda was alright. But in all fairness, even every gun I used, I felt was packed its own punch and had its own strengths and weaknesses, and were pretty well optimized, except for that gun. It just clapped me, but that's one of those specialist streaks over there. I'm unfortunately not the best person to even talk about the specialist streaks myself. I didn't really do too crazy of an experimentation in the beta. I kind of took a hands-off approach to the beta. I didn't play it that much. I didn't play it a lot. I didn't want to play it a lot. You know, I played it already on the PS4, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm sold. This game's great. I'm gonna play it. I didn't need any more convincing. I wanted to kind of save it for when November 6th came out, and that's kind of what I did with the specialist as well. I knew that this chick that I'm using right now, or I don't know what her name is, beats me. Whatever her name is, the chick who has the Sparrow and the Vision Pulse. I know that was going to be probably my main character, you know, and the Vision Pulse in particular, because that gives me, in situations like I am right here, if I had it right now, I'd be able to boop, put it up, and then you'd hear the little noise, like ding, ding. The noise is so strong with it, being able to hear that it detects a target, because then you actually know to look for it, you know, rather than just hearing it. Check this out. I emptied out everything I got in this Guardian. I tried hitting it, it didn't work. And I'm like, how do you take out a Guardian anymore? I don't even remember. And there you go, get a $1.25 for that. So I appreciate that. Me and the family appreciate that. Something, you know, so that's probably the specialist I'm going to use. So I didn't really try out too many other specialists. Husani put me on to some chick. I think she's a chick who has a single shot pistol as well, that has a perk, or, you know, an ability that when you hit it, it picks up more points. So everything you do has more points to your score streak. It's kind of like almost like a pick your own choosing of hardline, you know, but hit hardline whenever you want on it. That's kind of what it boiled down to me. That's why I gave it a shot. I liked it. I think it was good. I think I prefer still the Vision Pulse simply because I can use it and allow me to get the kills, and that's it. Rather than, you know, the hardline, which was like, I still got to get the kills and, you know, pick up the tags. You know, I'd hit it, for example, right here, I'd hit it and get those 2 tags, get a lot of points for it. There's a place in balance for that, but I'm not. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm too crazy. I think I still prefer the Vision Pulse. And I didn't even use any of the weapons and stuff in the guides, you know, because I want to use it when November 6th come out. I still want to experience stuff when the beta when the game actually comes out, and just not know everything. You know, I'll know enough to not get destroyed when the game comes out, but I won't. I'll still be shocked by that kind of stuff. And hey, maybe, you know, on November 11th when I post my first video up on this, and I had to kill myself, I had to get that guy. I wanted to kill everybody around there. Maybe when that comes out, you'll hear me saying that the gravity spikes are like the best thing ever made since like sliced bread. I don't think I'll say that, but well, maybe what, you know. I just didn't feel like I needed an extra weapon. You know, this is very similar feel that I have to Black Ops 2, and I just remembered I was pretty good at Black Ops 2. I don't need an extra weapon. I'll go with an extra ability that gives me a little more options as to, you know, where I see people, and kind of add that. And I imagine adding that and then the hater and whatnot, the V-side equivalent in this game will really help out. I think the Black Hat will probably nerf. That thing will be gone. I mean, especially the hacking the score streaks part of it, you know. I'm sure it'll still destroy them like it did in Black Ops 2. I wouldn't mind if the Black Hat just went back to being what it was in Black Ops 2. I understand where they were coming from with the hacking the score streak. It's pretty cool, and it gives a lot more power to the Black Hat. But, you know, I don't want to call Rap's thing and then that thing just like all of a sudden with 2 Black Hats belong to someone else. Because I busted my ass. I got like 11 kills to get that thing, or 12 kills, whatever I get to get that. And then some other dude's just going to go and take it. That seems like a little bit flawed right there with me on that one. Excuse me. And that was kind of it, though. That was kind of the main quirky thing that I saw over there. That I didn't have any problem with Reject. Didn't have any problem with the other abilities. You know, obviously you don't like getting gravity spike. You don't like one thing or the other, but you live with that. You play through it. I like the mechanics, the movement mechanics of the game. Sold on it. To me, it's a perfect combination. It's literally the point of entry that I would accept for movement in this series. So I never fully bought into Advanced Warfare because it just seemed crazy. It seemed like a bunch of people going like lunatics. This seems a lot more controlled, and it feels like a lot more like the Call of Duty that we know, with a couple other cool things, you know, because it is cool to go on like the side of a thing, and you know, it looks cool, it feels good. You got your gun up at all time, which is really important. I know they stressed it out at the beginning. You always have your gun up, but you don't really realize how important that is until you actually have it and use it and whatnot. There's a couple wall running things I quite didn't understand, you know, when I was wall running and someone else was wall running. Oftentimes we'd just bump into each other, we'd both fall down, or I got once flashed when I was wall running, my character just fell down. That seems a little bit kind of weak to me, but nonetheless it'll be understandable if that's kind of how it is. I understand someone runs into somebody, I guess they both fall down.
Headed to Exfil.
We'll see. We'll see when the final game comes out and what kind of tweaks they have, when they announce those tweaks or whatnot. I only got to like level 32, so I didn't really unlock anything else after that. And like I said, I'm pretty cool. I'm kind of cool with being ignorant. I probably won't look at a single thing from now. I think I know what the last specialist is just because of leaks or whatnot, but I probably won't look at another thing from here now until the end. But you better believe when that November 11th rolls around, Mr. Bobby Valentino gonna put in that work. Next Tuesday though, got another Black Ops 3 video, man. Make sure you check out all the other videos on the channel.